Hello from SlideNerd and hello from Weaves. What's up folks? In this video, I'm going to talk about what an adapter is in Android. Now if you're beginners, you probably heard this word before and you always wondered what it means. So in this video, we're gonna demystify how an adapter works. Let's say you have 1000 contacts on your mobile phone and you want to display that to the user. There are two options. You can load all the 1000 contacts on your phone at the same time, or you can load the data partially. Now remember, the first approach is going to take a lot of resources, so obviously you're not going to do that. But the second approach, where you can load the data partially, you can do something like load 10 contacts on a mobile, load 20 on a tab. But think about this, different mobile phones have different screen sizes. How will you know exactly how much data to load, right? And besides, how will you manage the index? The user scrolls down, he goes up, he goes back. So much management issues as far as the data is concerned, right? And that is why the Android guys have something called an adapter that you can use, which manages the data for you. So let's exactly see how this same situation is handled with an adapter. Here you have a data source. It has some names inside. This is like your database or array or anything, alright? Then what you have is you have an adapter. What it does, it takes the data, it creates a view out of the data, and it gives it to someone called an adapter view. Now this adapter view displays the data just the way you want. Pretty simple, right? Now remember, the adapter is only responsible for taking the data or managing the data, you can say, and the adapter view is responsible for controlling how the data should be displayed. Now think about this. You can take the data from an array, you can take the data from a database, and so on. So there are different types of adapters, and then you can display the data vertically in a list, or you can display them along rows and columns, or you can display them horizontally, or you can display them in a drop down menu, right? And based on that, what you have is a list view, grid view, gallery, and spinner. So it's very simply stated, two separate things: one, to manage the data by your adapter; two, to display the data by your adapter view. So like I said, some views display view objects repeatedly. If you take a list view, it is nothing but a list of views. Inside each view is an object and it has some data in it, like the name of a person, right? So you have to repeatedly display the data. The adapter view contains a set of views that display the data from a data source using the adapter, and that is how the interaction, or you can say it's like a design pattern in Android. Adapter accesses the data and creates a view that is displayed within the adapter view. Pretty simple, right? So let's go ahead and see the different types of sources of data that you can read and the different ways you can display the data on the screen. So first, we are talking about the different types of adapter views. Now if you guys are beginners, you have definitely seen this 100 times by now. Here, this thing is called a list view. It takes the data from an adapter, which is a list adapter, and it displays the data in a vertical scrolling list. Now remember, you don't see the scroll bar over here, but when you put a lot of data here, there is a natural automatic scroll bar that controls how the data should be displayed. Then you have the second type of adapter view, which is called a grid view. It displays data along rows and columns. Very common. Again, you have seen this 100 times by now, I'm sure about that. The other way to display data is a gallery. It displays a horizontal scrolling list of view objects, but as of Android 4.1, this is deprecated, which means it's not used anymore. Of course, we will discuss what are the alternatives to this later, but for now, you need to remember you don't use gallery anymore. And then you have the spinner, which is a simple drop-down list, if you guys have seen it in the desktop environment all the time, right? Types of data sources. You have three types of data sources, in fact many types, but these are three basic types. You have the array adapter, you have the simple cursor adapter, and you have the base adapter. Now what do these things do? Very simple. Array adapter takes the data from the array and creates a view out of it that you can use. Simple cursor adapter takes the data from a cursor and creates a view out of that which you can use. Now you probably are wondering, what is a cursor? Very simple. A cursor is nothing but an object in Android that represents data taken from the database. And then you have the base adapter, which is a custom adapter that you can define and customize as to how the data should be extracted, how the data should be processed, how the view should be generated, and so on. Now again, it's a very advanced topic as far as adapters are concerned. At this moment, I'm not going to go into the details of the base adapter, but remember, custom views, or you can say custom stuff, use base adapter, right? So I hope you guys have understood something out of this small video. If you like what you saw, please subscribe to my channel. Let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear from you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next vid. Have a nice day.